Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news coming to us from Detroit Police Headquarters. That is where video has just been released of officers fatally shooting a man during a mental health call. The video just released in the past hour goes step by step through what happened during that call early Sunday morning on the city's west side.
We want to get right out to Mara McDonald. So Mara, the confrontation started out very calmly and then it escalated from there.
Kimberly, that's what the video shows. So we just got out of a briefing with the police chief and the upper command, who said that even though this whole thing is only 60 hours old at this point, they want to get the video out there. They want the community to see it because they want to be transparent. Chief says there's been a whole lot of misinformation that's out here. Let me show you.
This is a tragic situation. Anytime we use force, it's not the desired outcome. Anytime we use fatal force, it's the worst outcome.
Detroit Police Chief James White showing the video of the night officer shot and killed 22-year-old Porter Burks. The 22-year-old was in the midst of a mental health crisis and armed with an 8-inch knife. Family called police for help. They found the 22-year-old wandering on the street. Here's the beginning of the interaction.
Drop the knife for me, man. Come here real quick. You're okay? You're not in any trouble. You're not in any trouble. Can you just talk to me and drop the knife?
The officer doing most of the talking is trained in how to deal with someone undergoing a mental health crisis, offering to help, offering to talk, just asking Burks to put down the weapon. It ultimately didn't work. This is the point in the video where Burks charges at police.
Porter, we're here to help you, man. Whatever you want, we can help you with. We can get you home. But right now, we just need you to drop the knife.
Per the department, 5 officers on scene opened fire, firing 38 shots. 15 hit him. They took him to the hospital immediately.
My commitment to this community, since I have been chief, my commitment to the men and women of this department is to hold them accountable, to also support them, and to also be transparent in the actions that they participate in and the actions that I participate in. And this was an opportunity to do just that.
Back here live. So the police department, as well as Mr. Burke's family, who did show up here at DPD headquarters, they discussed his mental health problems. They said he had had issues with schizophrenia. He had stabbed family members in 2020. At least 3 of them. He had had commitments at various hospitals for his issues. The chief said it is clear that the mental health system has failed this man, but his family, who tried to get into the press briefing today but was denied, waited out here, watched it online. They have a very different take on how all this worked. They feel like the police are responsible here, not their family member. Take a listen.
I hate to say, if anyone out here that have a family member, a loved one, or even a neighbor that's suffering from mental illness, help them yourself. Don't call 911. They might not make it. Don't call for help. Don't call, please don't call. If you love your loved one, try to help them yourself.
Back here live, it was a family member who had initially called for help, stating that Mr. Burks was having an episode, that he had a knife, that he had slashed a family member's tires, and looking for help. The family, we understand, has retained Jeffrey Feiger to represent them. We're live at Detroit Police Headquarters. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
It's just hard to look at it any way you look at it from any angle. Mara, we appreciate it.
A judge has dismissed charges against 7 people in the Flint water scandal. It happened 3 months after the state Supreme Court said a 1-judge grand jury had no authority to issue indictments. The judge's decision today includes charges for 2 former state health officials blamed for Legionnaire's disease deaths. It does not impact former Governor Rick Snyder because his case is being handled by a different judge. Our Hank Winchester is digging into this decision, and we'll have more on what it means going forward when you join us at 6.
A warning right now from the state about produce that may be contaminated with human waste. The state says Country Gardens in Homer was using raw, untreated human waste in fields where it grew produce. That may be in violation of state and federal laws. It sold everything from tomatoes to peppers, onions, potatoes to stores all around Metro Detroit. Stores include Bush's Fresh Food Markets in Canton, Livonia, Farmington Hills, Novi, Plymouth, Rochester Hills, and more. People are being told to throw away that produce. We have a full list of impacted stores in our area and the produce that may be contaminated. Just go to the homepage, click on Detroit.com. Tonight, there are multiple new developments involving Oxford schools.
First, an email to parents. The district says a security guard's gun accidentally fired in a bathroom at Oxford Middle School. Now, luckily, no one was hurt. A parent sent me that email this morning, and we started digging.
That news comes as an outside investigation into the shooting at the high school gets underway. Let's get to Jacqueline Francis. She's following both those stories for us tonight. Joins us with more, Jacqueline.
Kimberly and Karen, a lot to get to tonight. Let's start with that close call yesterday. The district telling parents that an Oxford Middle School security guard was using the bathroom when his gun accidentally went off. Fortunately, no one was hurt. That bullet went straight into the cement ceiling. It appears no one even heard the gunshot outside of that bathroom area, and the security guard reported the incident immediately afterwards. And now on to the outside investigation into the deadly school shooting last year at the high school. I just spoke to the third-party investigator, the head of that team, and he tells me that they simply haven't talked to enough people yet and that they can't do their job unless everyone is willing to cooperate. As Oxford students try and move forward with the new school year, Guidepost Solutions, an outside team hired to investigate last year's deadly school shooting, is turning to the community for answers. The third-party firm creating a website that outlines the process. One crucial component, interviews. As investigators spent the summer questioning dozens of students, staff, and others about the events surrounding the tragedy. In a statement, Guidepost's president of investigations said in part, quote, "These sessions have been invaluable. It's important that our investigators continue to speak with anyone who wishes to share relevant information. Every interview is important." The team now calling on any community member with relevant information to come forward and schedule a private interview. This past summer, Oxford Community Schools sent this email to staff, informing them of the interview process, saying while their cooperation is appreciated and encouraged, it's not mandatory or required for their employment. Parents have been outspoken about the lack of transparency in the process, many questioning why the school board chose to hire an outside firm to conduct the independent investigation after Attorney General Dana Nessel's office offered to do so free of charge. Those private interviews are being scheduled for next week. We have that information on our website. Click on Detroit.com. Karen?
All right, let's talk timeline, Jacqueline. Any word in terms of when we can get some results from this final report from this outside investigation?
I'm told that all depends on the community's level of cooperation. So they say the sooner that they get cooperation from the community, from everybody, then the sooner we'll all get that report.
All right, I do know a lot of parents want to share their opinions on how everything was handled. Thanks, Jacqueline.
In Decision 2022, we continue to get a good look at the feelings of voters heading into the November election. In our exclusive Local 4 Detroit News poll, we asked a series of questions about former President Trump. A little more than half of people surveyed have an unfavorable view of the former president, and more than half believe the former president broke the law by taking classified documents with him when he left the White House. But when it comes to current President Joe Biden, the poll numbers on his job performance are poor. Only 37% approve. Our pollster explains.
Voters look at Donald Trump and don't like his behavior. Voters look at Joe Biden and don't like his policies.
We have more exclusive results tonight at 11. We're looking at how voters feel about the proposals on the November ballot, including one on abortion rights.
Now to new coronavirus numbers for the week. The state is reporting 12,880 new cases over the past 7 days. That is down from last week. 140 new deaths are also being reported over that same 7-day period. Tonight, search and rescue crews are going door to door in Florida searching for survivors of Hurricane Ian. The death toll now tops 100 and is expected to rise over the coming days. Now there are some questions about evacuation orders and if they came soon enough. Chris Pallone is in Fort Myers for us tonight.
The official number of dead from Ian now 108, with 4 of those deaths in North Carolina. Tonight, more than 1,000 search team members from 11 states are still going door to door in the hardest hit areas 6 days after landfall. In hard-hit Fort Myers Beach, search and rescue teams are going door to door, making sure everyone who can be saved is.
That requires very extensive, tedious, very slow, methodical searching.
They're combing every structure, home, businesses, even vehicles. The Lee County Sheriff says the intensive search will last 3 or 4 more days. At least 55 people who didn't make it were found in this county.
And those numbers could go up. I pray to God again that they don't. But until we go through the rubble, until we see exactly what we have, we're not certain who's missing and what those numbers will be.
Those who did stay home during Ian now reflecting on what was lost and what could have been lost.
Big mistake. Big mistake.
Inland, Ian's effects still being felt. The St. Cloud community, just one, dealing with flooding from rising rivers.
Like a lot of water, but I never seen something like this in my life.
Back in Fort Myers Beach, for those now starting over, simple things bring the greatest joy.
Go in the house and turn the air on. The power's on. It just came on.
Now I'm happy. We can have margaritas today.
Oh, beautiful.
A light moment in a time of overwhelming darkness. Amidst questions about whether this county, Lee County, waited too long to issue mandatory evacuations before Ian hit, state and local officials insist no, they didn't. They say people in this area know to prepare for hurricanes starting in June. In Fort Myers Beach, Florida, Chris Pallone, now back to you.
Nice to see that brief moment of joy, right?
Margaritas.
A little bit of power and a little margaritas goes a long way.